Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us. We have 40 minutes left in the syndicated radio transmission. I am now going to give you the complete overview on the basics of the airport naked body scanners and exactly why this is being done. We are being incrementally taught that what goes on in the airports will then happen on the streets and schools and shopping malls and bus terminals and train terminals of America. 7 years ago, Homeland Security, newly sworn in director, Governor Ridge, had a 2-hour symposium on C-SPAN that I happened to cross at home. And I've done, of course, countless amounts of research after that, where he said, the no-fly will be a no-buy, a no-work. Everyone will have a national ID card. If you haven't paid taxes or have bad credit, you won't be able to fly or have jobs. You'll go to the government to be put on a form of probation outside of law, outside of the courts, to be able to go get your job and do community service for them, like prisoners snoveling snow in D.C. Citizens can't have those jobs. Slavery. And they started out, and Napolitano's on record now saying we're going to incrementally, Gordon Brown, the Prime Minister of England's on record saying, we're putting the body scanners in at every airport. Europe's putting them in all at the same time, right on cue. They start putting them in the weeks before the underwear bomber strikes. They hype it right on time. And they are saying that they are going to put them in every airport. They're going in Austin. They're going in everywhere. They're going in where I live. And that in the next year, they're going to phase in where everyone has to go through them. They 360 body scan you. They have serious health effects, according to scientific reports we're going to go over. They record a digital biometric image of your body, just like your thumbprint or your face scan. It's even more accurate to have your body 360 scanned than they keep that in a database, just like they've now declassified, 14 years after I first broke it, that all babies for 37 years in the Western world under a secret UN genome project have had their blood taken at birth. In fact, Google that article out of the Austin American Statesman. State destroys 4 million blood samples of babies. Just starting that because people are finally waking up from this show and suing. People won't believe that. I want them to see it. We'll also put on screen what is really seen with these scanners. The media is showing you blurred images. There's so many facets. I'm going to try to cover it. But first, how many reports have you seen on the news of women being forced to drink their own breast milk when it's in a baby bottle for them? First, you're not supposed to breastfeed on a plane because it freaks people out, but the naked body scanners are good. Everything natural is bad. Everything unnatural and evil is good. How many people do they beat to death and taser to death in airports? In Hawaii, baby detained dies in Honolulu airport. Associated Press, MSNBC. I'll show PrisonPlanet.tv viewers a close shot. They came in. They had their IDs. They had everything. They just decided to hold them. The baby died. So there's all of that abuse. Notice how they've cycled up the abuse. First, after 9/11, they start questioning you. They create a no-fly list. Now they have bills to make it a no-buy list, where they secretly put you on a list, over 1 million Americans, $25,000 a month put on it, but every time there's a real terrorist who's even on it, they let them in. So we have that going on. And then they start having you take your shoes off and your belt off and untuck your shirt and open up your laptop and tell them what's on your computer. TSA announced 2 years ago they would start seizing computers randomly and downloading their contents without warrants, charging people for tax offenses that they found in the computers. If you fly internationally, mainline porn is illegal to transport it. Of two 30-year-old people having sex, a man and a woman, that's illegal. They are using this to go after everybody and catch them in this web. Then you have all the huge profits being made by Chertoff, the head of Homeland Security, who owns a bunch of stock in the main companies, out promoting it. Total conflicts of interest, billions and billions a year spent on these systems. Since I mentioned it, put it on screen. Texas to destroy baby blood taken without consent. And that's out of the AP. Here's state to destroy blood samples. That's Austin American Statesman, San Antonio Express News. Again, this is the type of secret stuff that's been going on forever. My point is that they're in the business of violating your rights. It's all illegal. On top of that, The Amsterdam airport had the body scanners. He wasn't put through them. He didn't have a passport. The underwear bomber was led by a sharp-dressed man on board the plane. Someone videotaped the whole event. Then once they got off the plane, someone was reportedly found with a bomb. That was covered up. The FBI has now admitted they lied, but won't say why. Within minutes of that story breaking Sunday, on that Christmas, on that Friday, they had the body scanners on the news saying this is the solution to coincide with the release. We'll come back, go over all of it on the other side. Stay with us. Okay, we're back live. I'm clearing the phone lines. I'm going to do about a 10-minute analysis and breakdown of the body scanners. And I want to hear specifically from callers on their ideas to boycott the airlines, the government, ways to stop this, what you're doing to expose it, to warn people until the end of the transmission. Now, the London Independent reported, and they've had top security experts on, the headline is, "Are planned airport scanners just a scam?" New technology that Gordon Brown relies on for his response to the Christmas Day bomb attack has been tested and found wanting. The explosive device smuggled in the clothing of the Detroit bomb suspect would not have been detected by body scanners set to be introduced in British airports, an expert on the technology warned last night. And again, I will state the key. Mainstream television and newspapers cannot show you the real images. There are thousands of them online put out by the security companies. You can see every hair, every freckle, every fold of the male and female genitalia. Put it back on screen for people. And we have two key articles written by Paul Watson today that are up on prisonplanet.com. Alex Jones calls for mass resistance to implementation of body scanners. And, of course, airports set to become primary peddlers of child porn. And we show you what the scanners really do, and you need to show everybody you know. It's one thing that you know about this. Taking action is what empowers you and what gives us victories, just like we had over the global governance formation in Copenhagen, just like we had over the flu. That whole fear-mongering event has been a complete defeat for the enemy. All the evidence and lawsuits and their attempts in New York and Massachusetts to make it law, to make you take the shot, failed. They tried to set that precedent. They failed. And if you take action, they will fail again. Now, there's another key story we posted at prisonplanet.com, and I've seen countless reports the last 2 years from universities and top scientists. We're lining a bunch of them up for the show. Full body scanners to fry travelers with radiation. The studies show that the X-ray type radiation is high-powered and can break up the DNA strands in the body. No kidding. It's also dangerous for the operators that run these systems. But again, I just showed you that photo of the naked woman in the body scanner. They always show the images on the news of someone with a gun or a knife. With these scans, the image is everyone that's scanned is guilty. That's the subconscious image that is put out there. I also want to add that the new body scanners break child porn laws in England and clearly in the U.S., and the London Guardian and the government admits that. Here's the article from the Guardian. New scanners break child porn laws. Now, remember this article I covered on Sunday's show? Microsoft seeks patent for Office Spy software where everyone will wear a bracelet that tracks their heart rate, their mood, a earpiece that tracks their brain waves. This is medicalizing everything, making everyone be medically listed for something. They want to make all new cars. I saw this 6 years ago, GM, Toyota, with a digital camera scanner that picks up signs in the face of you're tired. It will dial the cell phone in the OnStar system and call police to come arrest you. I know people arrest and charged with DWI-like crimes all over the country. I know people personally in Austin for the cops saying they're tired. You get off work at 4 a.m., they say, hey, you tired? Yeah, I'm tired. Boom, handcuffs, making everybody a criminal.